explain it. Nah, nah. Maybe it's the way you look in my
What's
eyes.
good, y'all? It's your good sis Erica Vane back again with another Insecure video. And in today's video, I am breaking down season 3, episode 3. Let's get into it. All right, the episode opens on a fantasy sequence with Daniel and Issa. They are now sleeping in the same bed, but supposed to be platonically. But Issa got some other things on her mind. They have a nice little sequence, sexual sequence, that includes a little bit of head and some hot Cheetos. And Issa, I ain't even mad at you, sis. Dream on. But as I mentioned, it is a fantasy dream sequence. It is not real. It is just speaking to Issa's desires versus reality, which we quickly pop back to. Also, at the start of this episode, we see Molly starting at her new firm as Issa is out and about with Frieda looking for new applicants for We Got Y'all. So both of them are making strides within their professional careers. Molly has now transferred out of that old firm that she was at where she felt underappreciated to the black firm is what she decided to go with. She is kind of off to an okay start, but you can kind of get the vibe as soon as she gets there that while this seems like a really great opportunity, it is not going to be the perfect fix. It's not going to be without its own problems, its own issues, and all of that. And Frieda is overly excited that they are going to be getting new applicants. Joanne actually took Issa's advice in the last episode where she mentioned they need to hire more people of color, so that's what they are doing. And Issa's kind of checked out. Throughout this episode, we can see professionally that her interest lies elsewhere. Even when we see the Beat Crew pop up and do their performance at this job fair, she gets really drawn into the other nonprofit mission and vibe and all of that. So honestly, as I mentioned in the last episode, it's the beginning of the end for Issa and We Got Y'all. The writing is definitely on the wall. Also in this episode, we see Daniel connect with Khalil. Following up from the last episode, he actually does reach out to Khalil. They get together to work on a track for Spider, and we can kind of see his pride become a little bit bruised. His ego gets a little bit bruised when Khalil gives him changes that he wants to make to the track, kind of feeling like it stripped all of the artistry away. Now, in the beginning of this episode, we really get to see Daniel and Issa vibing harder than ever. Like, really just, they found their stride. Their scene of them at the laundromat was absolutely adorable. And it's like, but y'all just friends though. What is actually happening here? Y'all chemistry is off the freaking charts. They're talking about what they each have going on with each other's lives and relating and giving advice and just feeling seen and heard. And we love to see it. So much so that Issa considers staying at Daniel's a little bit longer just because it feels right. And she thinks it's the perfect time for them to try and get together officially. Now, the thing that's going to throw the next wrench into Issa and Daniel is that he's not where he wants to be professionally. And I think that that's a big thing. I think this speaks so brilliantly to the men's side of it. So Daniel was definitely feeling Issa. He is in this and he wants to go forward. We've seen that time and time again, and it's kind of been in Issa that fumbled the bag. But with him not feeling like he's actually making any strides or doing anything, I don't think he also could actually be happy in a relationship unless he also was able to provide and felt like he was achieving and doing all these things. Just in this episode, we see him ego trip himself out of an opportunity because he takes the chance to play Spider the original track. And then after he plays the remix, because of course Khalil asks him to, Spider can't choose between the two, and Khalil is ready to slide in with some other stuff, completely shifting the focus and dead in Daniel's moment to get on. Now, also in this episode, we see Daniel get real disrespectful when he calls out it being funny towards the end of the episode that Issa is giving him career advice when her life is all over the place. Her life wasn't all over the place when she was playing wing women to your whack ass producer Batman and making you feel like the king that you're supposed to be but have forgotten how to act like. Yeah, I'm riding for Issa in this moment because what Daniel said was definitely below the belt, and ain't no shoulder kiss or bomb head gonna completely wash away how dismissive and degrading you were. Just because you were frustrated with your shit don't mean you get to take it out on Issa about hers. So good for you, Issa, stopping it before it went too far. And unfortunately, the girls were right. Earlier in the episode, we get to see Molly, Kelli, and Tiffany talk about how Daniel ain't it, and whether they had this moment of smooth sailing and serenity has always been some shit with Issa and Daniel. And honestly, while they are on similar journeys to grow, Daniel was letting his ego kick his ass, while we're seeing Issa surrender more and more to what her experiences are trying to teach her. You go, Issa. You just go, Daniel. I'm sorry, y'all. He pissed me off at the end of the episode. Before I wrap up the rest of this breakdown, I also need to mention that while we get to see Molly start this new job, she is not necessarily feeling it because she feels like the black firm is doing things antiquated. They're not up to speed. They're supposed to be a Century City law firm, but they acting like they in the Stone Ages, and she is keep throwing around at my old firm, and it's just like, okay, Molly, this might be another situation, sis, where you just don't want to be happy or you can't find the good in it. And that's something that the girls also point out. All right, y'all, that is my full breakdown of episode 3 from season 3 of Insecure. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and turn the bell notifications on because we are keeping it moving and moving through all of the episodes of Insecure leading up to the 5th and final season premiere. It's your girl, Erica Vane. Keep it locked. You can go ahead and check out all of my Insecure videos right here on screen right now. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye.
That you're here to stay. I get you mad, but it don't push you away.